Hello, friends. Good morning to all. I hope the syllabus is visible to you, right? Now, yes. So, we are going to today. This is our first lecture for your microgrid and grid integration. In this course, we will cover total six module. Okay. So, in each module, we have to learn something different. See, in first unit, you already covered all types of power generation plant, right? Some of conventional and some of non-conventional. In your non-conventional energy source course and power system course. So here we just go through that, and we will see how to interconnect it between this power plant, right? Or you can say how to hybridly connect it to different types of plant. Okay. To more durability and to reduce the means power cut. So we will go through the hybrid power plant. So we will see what arrangement we have to do for this hybridization. Okay. And the second unit, we will study the distributed generation. Okay. The same way, how to introduce new technology in that. So we are able to control the uh, synchronization of that power. Okay, depending on the load situation, we have to regulate that. And so in that unit uh, we are studying this. And the same way, for the smart grid technology, we are this term is very important. So in that module 2 we will study that. And module 3 is microgrid. Yes. In that you have make a small grid, right? And analyze what component are required to run the such types of grid, and what are the very essential component, and what you need to take care of that, and how to handle the power in the actual generating or power handling plant. Okay, depending on the load conditions. So that all things are we will see here. And we also see the different types of uh, parameters which is used in for controlling that microgrid. Okay. Now, in model 4, the same way, the smart grid, how to manage the power, right? With the help of with the help of these devices, you have to collect the data, analyze that data, and depending on that you have to take action. So with the help of this power management, you have you can taken out more optimized power, right? Sorry, more optimized, yeah, means you with the help of less amount of uh, generation, even the less amount of generation, even then also you have to generate more revenue, right? By managing all these things. Or you can long run the conventional energy sources, if you have such types of data. And how to utilize non-conventional energy sources in the system. So depending on depending on peak period, you can better utilize that power. Okay. So how to know that? By collecting such a data, and physically it is not possible, so we are going to use such wireless technology. So we will study, and that all comes under this smart grid. Okay. So in model 4 we will going to see. In model 5, the power electronic interface and microgrid. Okay, the same way, once you analyze the data, so you have to take the action against, right? Or you can do the provision to utilize that data, right, in a better manner. So how to control that with the help of these power electronic switches. So with the help in this, we will going to see what types of switches are very necessary in station, and what is the characteristics and what is the effect in your overall system, and how to increase the efficiency of your plant. So we will all these things we will cover in this module 5, right? And the module 6 is integration of energy storage in microgrid. So here we will see the some energy storing device. Till we are only able to store the energy in the form of chemical form, right? So is there any so how to better utilize that energy in storing purpose, yeah, by storing and use that energy in different specific applications. So we will cover in this module 6. Okay, so that all these things for your syllabus. And what is the motto of this course is, you have to just you are able to classify this power generation technique of different power plant, and better know to this distribution generation and interconnection with the grid. Okay, and some concept of this microgrid, and what are the communication devices used in this microgrid, and how it works, you are able to understand. And this compare the uh, this landing and integrated mode of microgrid with this analyze issue of integration. What are the issue is arises, and how to tackle that. So you should be able to judge after the covering this whole course. Okay, so that all about your course. Now we will start from your module 1. Okay, module 1 is introduction. So in this, different types of conventional and non-conventional energy sources are given here. Okay, so we will cover one by one with a small introductory part, you can say. And we will cover all this element from this unit module 1. Okay, so today uh, we will talking about uh, the solar cell. Okay, today we will going to see the solar power plant. If I talk about this power plant, you might be already study the solar power plant. What is the main working principle here is, it convert the light energy into the electrical energy, right? It convert light energy into electrical energy. Okay, so electrical energy, if I uh, uh, if I draw the equivalent circuit for this PV cell, right? If I draw the uh, equivalent circuit of PV cell, photovoltaic cell. Okay, so it is nothing but the a current source parallel with, wait a second now. So it is nothing but here a current source For example, this is your IP, photovoltaic current scattered on your PV photovoltaic cell. Okay, so here is diode current, that is ID, flow in this direction, and a shunt resistance connected across this, and the series resistance with this. Now here is total ID. I current is flowing from this side, and this is your terminal voltage. So how to get this parameter? This is nothing but your solar cell, or you can say solar module. Okay, PV module. Sorry, this is nothing but your, this is your PV module, right? This is you can characterize this, means you can draw this circuit with the help of this characteristics equation of your solar cell. Okay, now when and what is the equivalent symbol of this PV cell is, if I uh, write the symbol of this PV cell, is nothing but here, just like that, an envelope type, right? Such a way that this is nothing but your PV, symbol of PV cell, and this is your anode and this is your cathode. The current is flowing from this side, anode to cathode. Okay, so this is your symbol of this PV cell, and this is the equivalent circuit of your PV module. Okay, if I talk about, there are different types of uh, uh, this cell, PV module. For example, types of types of photovoltaic module, or you can say cell, photovoltaic cell, right? Types of photovoltaic cells. So we are generally classified this PV cell into three categories. First is polycrystalline polycrystalline cell. Second one is monocrystalline cell, monocrystalline cell. And third one is tin film cell, right? Tin film cell, crystalline cell. Okay, so uh, oh, the name suggests is polycrystalline, means it has a multiple crystal silicon, right? Multi crystal silicons layer with this polycrystalline cell, and in monocrystalline cell it has a single cell. Okay, single crystalline cell, that is silicon cell, and it is a more costiest compared to these two, and this is the cheapest, and this is your moderate in price, you can say. If I talking about the efficiency, monocrystalline cell is a more efficient compared to others, and its efficiency is uh, almost 15 to 20%. Okay, now see solar power plant, the efficiency is very less, right? Because you know that it's depend on the intensity of sun rays, and that intensity of rays is vary time to time, and depending on the weather condition also. So if the weather is good, means all day is clear, no clouds are there, so you will get the good amount of electricity. But if the weather condition is not good, then you lose your efficiency. Okay, your plant is not generate up to that, up to their the capacity, because the sun rays intensity of that sun rays is goes down. So wait a minute, I just write the all differences with this polycrystalline and monocrystalline and this uh, tin crystalline. So first is polycrystalline. Polycrystalline, it has generally the structure is just like that, in square shape or rectangular shape. Okay, and there are metal strip. If I talk about, I also explain the working of this PV cell. First of all, see here, polycrystalline, there are such a number of cells are connected in a module. Okay, so there are equal mm, means there are in rectangular shape. Okay, and there are metallic finger are there in each and every cell. There are some metallic uh, strip are there which collect the electron, or you can say which accumulate the electron at one node. Okay, so there are the different types of cell are connected in series or parallel combination for becoming a module. Now see, this is a polycrystalline cell. The this is gap between these two strip is equal, and generally the size of this red color, that is strip, this strip is less than this gap. Okay, now this is a one identification to by observing this you can say that this is a polycrystalline plate. Now second is one is generally this polycrystalline is made with blue in color. Okay, but yes, this is generally made in blue in color. And third one is uh, it required larger space, right? It required larger space. Large space is required. Large space is required. Okay, large space is required. Now, and its efficiency is 13 to 16% efficiency. Okay, and its multi crystal silicon layer are present. Multi crystal silicon layer are present. Silicon layer are present. Okay, are present in that. Now second one is, this is a polycrystalline. Second one is monocrystalline structure. Generally in industry these two structure is most frequently used. And even that, if I compare, in India, most of the panel are we are going to use this polycrystalline structure, because if I compare the price of these two, it is the cheapest price, right? This is a moderate in price, moderate in price, I can say. And in India there are good sun rays are available throughout. If I talk about the average sun rays in a year, we have good amount of sun rays, right? So even that efficiency is quite less compared to this monocrystalline, but the cost effective is more. And we are able to generate sufficient power with this panel as well. So that's why in India most of the panel we are seeing this polycrystalline types only. Now this monocrystalline structure, this structure is looks like this in octagonal shape, right? Just like that. Okay, just like that. This shape is total sides is 8 side are there for this monocrystalline structure. If I talk about the number of strip, or you can say number of metallic finger in this slide is also equal for each cell. Okay, just like that. These metallic finger are mainly used for the collection of your electrons, right? So there are different series parallel combination of these. Uh, by using this, uh, you can make a panel, right? Now, second thing is that for this monocrystalline, what are the main important points is this is generally observed in black in color. Okay, black in color, and the efficiency is 15 to 20% efficient, and it's uh, yes, single crystalline silicon are used for making this one cell. Okay, single crystal silicon used, silicon in the size is small compared to, or you can say space required, small space required. Okay, small space required, required, and the cost is very high cost. So generally, we are not using this crystalline, but even that some of consumer are you even used with the very high cost effective, very high cost, because in hilly areas there are not sufficient amount of sun rays are available. So at that place, we are go through the efficiency of your panel, right? So generally, this monocrystalline panel are generally found in hilly areas. Now, third one is tin film type. Okay, so this is a generally a brown in color, and thin layer silicon are used in this. If you go observe the structure of this, the structure is just like that. One strip is one strip is uh, the size of this one strip is different to others, or you can say alternator means alternative strip size are equal. Okay, just like that. Mm, and the size of this size of each this metallic strip. Okay, this size of this strip is equal for this all these three. And here, if I observe that this the size of this rate is equal, and this size the gap of between this is more, but here only single thin film are uses, and in that there are different uh, size of these cells are used. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now the second differentiate is this is a brown in color, generally found in brown in color, green, brown, gray, and black. Generally found in three colors. And a thin silicon layer are used here. Silicon layer are used and a larger space required. Largest space required. Now see, this space required with the for the generator same rating, right? This is related to generate same rating. For example, this polycrystalline structure generate 1 kilowatt power for the for a particular area, right? So for generating the 1 kilowatt power, the area required monocrystalline is less, and the same for generate 1 kilowatt power for thin film type structure, your area required greater than these two. Okay, so this is related to the ratings. Okay, larger space required. Now the efficiency is 6 to 9%. Okay, that is a difference between the types of cell. Now in somehow you confused, or some of them are confused, which are called as a PV module, panel, array. So basically the combination of PV cell. Now this is a single cell structure. Okay, this is a single cell structure. If I talking about a PV cell, okay, photovoltaic cell, the combination of different types of PV cell become a module. Okay, module, and the combination of different types of module, series parallel connection of this module, you can called as panel. Okay, panel. Now the combination of different types of panel you can called as a array. Okay, so if I talk about module, this is nothing but the combination of series parallel of your PV cell. Okay, generally the module, or you can say, what is a PV cell output voltage is, output is or generated output voltage of this nothing but your zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.6 volt. Okay, only this amount of volt can generate by this PV cell. And if you required and a module, and for the output voltage of module is nothing but the uh, in market, if you observe that, you will frequently found is 24 volt output, right? 24 volt DC output module. Okay, this is a DC voltage. Now the different combination of this module, you can generate a you can make a panel for required voltage, right? So this panel generally found in the rating of panel is in wattage. Okay, wattage. So we generally found in market is a 410 watt panel and 350 watt panel. Okay, so different types of panel are there, and if you install 1 kilowatt this array at your home, generally for general case, a minimum area required is 10 by 10 means 100 square feet. 10 by 10, which is nothing but 100 square feet area required for 1 kilowatt, for 1 kilowatt, and this whole system for 1 kilowatt, or you can say 1 kilowatt panel, right? Now the spacing between two, yes. Now see, uh, there are different combination of series parallel combination of your this module or panel become an array, right? Depending on the plant, means some depending on the plant, you can install this solar plate, right? So if I make mm, 50 panel, or you can say if I make a 20 table. See, one table consists of 40 panel. Okay, one table consists of 40 panel. So there are different types of series parallel combination. If you go in industry, which is do the work for the installation of this uh, solar power plant, they are generally talking about this table format, right? One table consists of 40 panel, and there are different series parallel, and there are eight columns. Okay, generally 8 column, 40 panel and 8 column. So this is depending on you, what how to make a table, right, by increasing or decreasing of this column. Okay, now suppose there are two these panel are connected, just just a, just like that, right? And the second one, and this is a series parallel combination of this panel, right? Now the second one is you install from this side, right, this panel. So spacing between these two row, this is a row 1, right, row 1, and this is a row 2. So sun rays is fall on this plate, right, this solar plate. So sun is not constant, right, it is revolving from east to west, right? So means for example, this is your east, and this is your west, right? So sun at morning, sun is here, right, and at evening your sun is this position. So your sun rays is also vary, right? And depending on that, your shadow should not fall on the other panel. So what is the minimum gap between these two row, you have to decide it. Generally in India, or you can say in Maharashtra, they are set up, or distance between these two row is 10 meter, 10 meter apart. Okay, 10 meter apart. And the side by side, the distance is, they are keeping the distance between these is 1.5 meters. See this length, this gap may be different. Okay, depending on the azimuth angle and this elevation of your installing this setup, right? Because there are two types of plant setup. First is roof mounted, and second one is RCC mounted. uh, so that is different from different location. Okay, and generally the standard format is just like that. But if the land cost is so high, right? So if you install the this panel on roof mountain, then it is depending, you have to study the site and observe the sun rays uh, location, and found and study the what is the maximum shadow fall by installing the solar panel, that could not be affect the other panel. So depending on that, you have to set up these parameters. Okay, now one table size is 20 meter. Now see, this is such a standard format, which I last means before joining this institute, I already worked in this solar installation company, so I know that, which I explain here. So such a standard format we are generally follow in on site, but that may be changed depending on the your location to location or side by side. Okay, now one SLD I will show you here how to couple the solar power plant with the consumer uh, uh, meter. Okay, so before that you have to take the permission from the MACB. Okay, in Maharashtra State Electricity Board, and the MACB uh, is doesn't allow to install your doesn't allow to install the solar plant exceeding the transformer capacity. Okay, means one transformer, suppose one transformer are there which distribute the load uh, to five consumer, right? So you can't install, means total solar installation of that uh, five among the five consumer should not exceed the total load of uh, connected to that transformer. Okay, that is a condition for your MACB, Maharashtra State Electricity Board. Okay, so first of all you must be follow the rules and regulation of that. Then they take the approval from the, MACB. Now installation process, right? So this is your solar plant. Okay, for example, this is a series and parallel combination of PV array. Okay, so this is your array. So, or you can say solar plant, right? Solar module. Uh, one is anode and another second one is cathode, right? So this is a positive terminal and suppose this is your negative terminal. So this is connected with this your DC-DB box. DC-DB box, this is nothing but your a DC distribution box. So this is your DC, and this full form is distribution box. Okay, I just write it here. This is your dist- distribution box. Okay, because the solar radiation is not constant among a day. So this is output power of this is also varies. So we have to fix the voltage level. Okay, so from this we can fix it with DC distribution box, and this is connected to the converter. So this is connected to the converter, right? Converter converter 1 generally, converter 1, and further is converted into the control, or you can say ACDB, AC distribution box. Okay, so in this is a DC is converted to the AC, right? So we can say that this is nothing but here inverter, right? Inverter, this converter act as an inverter. Okay, so this converted fixed DC to variable AC. Now this variable AC you have to fix it. So we further transfer this into the into the AC ACDB, right? ACDB, we further transfer this to the ACDB AC distribution box, and this AC distribution box, output of this AC distribution box is converted it means connected to the CTPT. Here CTPT are available. Okay, so CT and PT, you can say this is a measuring instrument. Okay, now this is further connected to the this generation meter. Okay, generation meter means how much amount you are generating here. Now after generating this generator meter, sorry, CTPT location is not here. This is near about the net meter. Okay, So after this ACDB, there look, here is nothing but your generation meter. Okay, generation meter means how much amount of you are generating here. Now here the CTPT and isolator location are there. Here isolator, CTPT, and here we are synchronize. Okay, here we are synchronize, and here we are supplied to the consumer load. Okay, after synchronizing, and here the energy meter from synchronize here, and here old meter is replaces with net meter. Okay, whatever the old meter is provided by the MECB, that is replaces with the net meter, and this net meter is also provided by this your MECB. Okay, and this is a two-way generation to the MECB meter. Okay, MESEB meter, Maharashtra State Electricity Board. Now earlier only one way direction power can flow, but after doing such a setup, you can able to transfer your generating power to the grid. Okay, so this is a client load, and you have to do such arrangement. Means your this means any uh, any problem is occurred to your this plant, it should not or must not be harm the MECB load. Okay, that precaution you need to take care, and that precaution is also take care by this MECB officer. Then only they can allow to connect your plant to this, synchronize with this. Okay, now so such a arrangement you have to do, and there are some automatic control are there. Okay, by which this inverter one can already just and transfer your power, and there are so many converter are there by which you can adjust the or you can privatize the load condition. Sorry, not load condition, power condition means source condition. So there are such arrangement by which first priority is given to the solar power plant, second one is battery, third one is your MECB supply, or some cases first one is this solar power plant, right? Solar first priority is solar, second one is MECB, and third one is battery. So this can be changed either sometime this depending on the consumer to consumer, this is vary, but yeah, they must set the first priority with this solar. This is a priority. Okay, so for selecting the plant, for selecting the plant. Now, so this is the single SLD for this solar power plant. Now, if I talk about the VI characteristics of your solar power plant, we also know that the whenever see small explanation for the working of this solar power plant is, now see, the upper layer is just like that. Okay, suppose this is your PV panel, means cross section of this PV panel. So this is your this is your hole. Okay, P type substrate, and this is here is your N type substrate. Okay, in upper layer, this is your N type substrate. Okay, N type. The size of this P type and N type is the P type substrate is more, and n type is less, and between this is nothing but your forgotten gap. Okay, this is a or you can say that depletion layer. Okay, depletion layer. So there are shortage of charges in depletion layer. Shortage of charges are there, or you can say a neutral charge are present between them. When the photon energy is strike on this n-type substrate, this charges is energized, and how to collect that charges by using this metal strip, which I already explained in the structure of solar cell, right? So this is nothing but a metallic finger, generally called as a metal finger. Okay, now if I uh, okay this metal finger, whenever the light strike on this upper layer of this uh, n channel substrate, or you can say semiconductor, so because of small gap, the shortage of charges are there, but there are neutral atom are present, right? Neutral are present, so that energize that atom, and energize that atom, and this forgotten gap is reduces, and electrons start flowing them. This metallic finger is collect the all this this metallic finger is collect the all, or accumulate all electron at one at this cathode side, right? This is cathode, this is your anode, so this is a p. Okay, this is a p and this is your n. So this all uh, this collect all electron from this side with this metallic gap, and this gap is become uh, zero uh, uh, by energizing this particle, right? If light is strike on that, so this is become your negative side, means that excite the your particle, and here accumulation of negative charges and here accumulation of positive charges. So by this way, the all charges are means this gap is become zero, because both are attracted to each other. So this is uh, energy field is going from that side, means this layer is vanished. Now uh, yes, so this is a p side, here all accumulation all positive charges, and here is negative charges. So uh, if we see light is strike on that, right? So there are two port, one is negative terminal and one is positive terminal. So this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. So actually panel is just like that. So this is your upper layer, right? Upper layer is collected by this metal finger, which is accumulation of electrons, which is negatively charged, and at bottom of this you have positive terminal, right? So here you are connecting the all your load, right? Here is a connection of your load. Here is the collection of load, right? And back second terminal is connected to this positive terminal. Now accumulation of electron here, so this is nothing but your load. Okay, so electron flow from this side to this side, so I can say that the flow of current is positive to negative terminal. So if I express here, so current start flowing from this positive terminal to negative terminal. So such a working of this one single cell. So by the different series and parallel combination, you can increase the capacity of current and voltages, right? In series voltage is added, and in parallel current is added. So uh, okay, now so this is your structure, basic working principle of these PV cells, and single line diagram your this solar power station. Okay, and this is the different types of module and some basic information is here. Now there are different uh, types of plant is already installed in India. Okay, there are some data which I collect. So if you see, observe that India has a vision to install the solar uh, capacity of 20 gigawatt by the year of this 2022. Okay, so for that India is taken already so many major steps and installed so many biggest power plant to India. Now see, first is this Bandla Solar Park in Rajasthan. Okay, this is the biggest solar power station in India till now, and and the size depending on the size, the number is given here. Okay, so second one is this Pavagada Solar Park, Karnataka, and this Kunnur Ultra Mega Solar Park in Andhra Pradesh. This is installed by your Adani Power, right? And also one documentary is also made with on this, okay, by National Geographic. You can also watch there. So this is installed by your Adani Power. Okay. So now see the different capacity, the all capacity also written here. You can read it out. Now see, this Badla Solar Park is a world largest solar park located in India, which is spread over the total area of 14,000 acres in Badla, Patlodi Tehsil, Jodhpur district in Rajasthan. Okay, so what is the size of this? Size of this plant is 2020 2245 megawatt. Okay, the solar size is too big, 2245 megawatt, and you can read it out different this size. Okay, the size is also already given here. Okay, so that's it for today. Wait a minute. Yes, anyone want to ask anything or you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes, guys. What is the total strength? That same, right? 74. Yes, guys. 74, na? This is the elective subject, so I just confirm it. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. We can continue tomorrow.